Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a fantastic image of a golf putting green, which reminds me of a course in Ireland where you can see the 18 on the flag here. The 18th hole had water in about that position, and after the round we sat looking out at the 18th green, Simon and myself, because we'd just played the course together, and my wife gave Simon some careers advice. That was a while ago. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to having a go at this. It is a brilliant image by Brynell, and I'm really looking forward to tackling it. But we'll have a look at that in a moment. First of all, what's going on the channel? Well, the Patreon reward is up as of yesterday, and Puzzle 1 has turned out to be very hard, and given that you have to solve them sequentially to get information from one puzzle to the next, that's a bit of a stumbling block. So if you are on Patreon, I believe you have access to the Patreon chat channel on Discord, and I put up a hint there for Puzzle 1 after the first 24 hours. Now, we do have several solutions. There are obviously people who've worked their way through it, and some very enthusiastic encomia and commendations for the pack, and that is the Hollywood Lunchbox pack. That is August. No, it's not August. It's September's monthly reward on Patreon, and we do urge you to have a go at it. Maybe use that hint on the Discord server for Puzzle 1 if you want. Now, what else is going on? Well, on Friday, Simon and I met up for dinner. We met up with one of the most enthusiastic backers of the channel and one of the most generous, and they bought us dinner, and it was an absolute delight to have that dinner. I just wanted to say thank you publicly, and also, yeah, I mean, it was a good time, and I don't know what else to say about that, actually. I'm going to mention Sven's Sudoku pad, which is on the links under the video, which now tells you if a puzzle has solution checking embedded, I have noticed. We have our merchandise on the links under the video. We have, of course, got all of our apps, and Line Sudoku, which features heavily in today's puzzle, is one of those apps. So check it out if you want some practice. Of course, there is always the Sandwich Sudoku app, and putting in some practice on that might be useful for the patron reward too, which is all about sandwiches. Anyway, that's enough waffle. Let's have a look at this brilliant 18th putting. Well, the puzzle's called Putting Green, although the green is actually not a practice putting green. It's clearly a green from a golf course, because it's the 18th hole, we can tell from the flag. There's a golf ball on the green, on the dance floor, ready to be putted at the hole, which is here, and there's a bit of water up to the top left, and as I say, yeah, that brings back some memories. Water is just magnetic on a golf course, certainly towards my golf balls for some reason. Anyway, what are the rules? Brynell, I think this is a debut. What are the rules of Brynell's puzzle? Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. A purple line contains a set of consecutive digits, but in any order. So these digits are all consecutive. Adjacent digits on a green line differ by at least 5. That's the German Whispers rule. For the blue region sum line, box borders divide it into segments of the same sum. So that's one segment, that's another, and that's the third. And those 3 segments have the same sum. A white dot, or otherwise known as a golf ball, joins consecutive digits. The grey circle, otherwise known as the hole, contains an odd digit. And digits shown in this 1/8 circle, I'm treating it differently from saying 18 now, appear in at least one of the surrounding cells. So there must be 1, 1, and 1/8 at least in those cells. Give it a try. I mean, an image like this deserves a go. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And where can we start? We can start. There are various places we could look to start, I think. I'm going to start with the Renban, the purple line. This line is 8 cells long. and it's a set of consecutive digits. So it's either 1 to 8 or 2 to 9. Well, we get to find out whether it's 2 to 9 from the fact that there is a 1 on it, according to the quadruple circle there. So this line contains the digits 1 to 8. And that means the one digit it doesn't contain is 9, and that must appear in one of these 3 cells. And that's almost going to be very useful. Okay, I'm going to do another thing now. Right, there are 3 things you need to know about German whisper lines before you attack them. One is they can't have a 5 on. We will come back to that in a second. The second is that they therefore alternate between higher than 5 and lower than 5 numbers. And I will, in a minute or two, be colouring this line to indicate the alternation of high versus low, the polarity changes. The third thing is that I don't know if this is going to be very relevant, 4s and 6s are quite difficult to place sometimes because they can't sit in a cell where the cell can see where 2 different neighbours of the cell can see each other. So if you were to try and put a 4 there, both of those digits would be 9 because 4 only has one possible neighbour, so that couldn't be a 4. Right, what I was then going to talk about was 5s in columns 6 and 7. How many 5s are there in columns 6 and 7? The answer is 2, because every column has to have a 5. But none of these green cells can contain a 5. This purple line can clearly only contain 1 because it's a set of the digits 1 to 8. Therefore, there is one more 5 to be accounted for in one of these 2 cells. So one of them is a 5. That may be very convoluted. Maybe it's not even going to help. There is also a 5 in box 6 somewhere, and it's not on a green line, so it's in one of those cells. There's a 5 in box 8, and it's in one of those 2 cells. Actually, okay, I'm going to use this thing to say that in box 9, there is no 5 in those 2 cells, because we know in row 9, the 5 is in one of those places. So those don't contain a 5, these green touched cells don't, and these cells in column 9 don't because of box 6. So the 5 in box 9 is in one of those 2 places. It hasn't quite resolved things. I thought it might be a little more helpful, but I don't know. Okay, no, I was going to say the 5 on the flag is in box 5. That's not known by me. No, I don't know. Okay, so forget the 5s. Right, I threatened to colour the alternating digits on this line, and I'm going to do it. I just want to make sure I get it right. Those also, oh, that does too. Yes, okay, well, it seems to come round to the right cell. So I'm going to make some of them purple and the rest green. And either purple is high and green is low, or the other way round. And now I'm looking for groups of 4. And not really finding any purple groups of 4, or indeed any, oh yeah, there's a green group of 4. So these 2 digits are a 5 in one case and a purple digit in the other. I could have actually told from this white dot that this was either purple or a 5, because that purple is either high or low and must join to either a digit of the same polarity or the number 5. In fact, okay, this can't be the number 5, because that would be 4 or 6, and it's in a position where its neighbours see each other. So that is not 5, that is the remaining purple digit in box 8, and this is the 5 now. And that is going to mean that this is 5 in box 9, and the 5 in box 7 is there. Now, 5 has to be kept off the green in box 4. Poor old 5 can never hit an approach shot onto the green. 5 in column 7 is up here on the purple line. So these digits are now 185 and some other mystery digit. Ah, no, here's an interesting thing. These two digits, where do they go in column 6? Well, the answer is they don't go on the same Renban line. Therefore, they go in these cells. One of them is a 5 and is clearly going there. The other one is going in one of these two cells. And, oh look, we've just restricted 9 into one of those two cells. So we know that green is high. I honestly hadn't seen that. So I'm going to turn green into orange to mark that I know it's high. I'm going to turn purple into blue. Which blue? Somebody said they didn't like the light blue lately, so I'll go the darker blue. Right, now, these digits cannot be 6 because their neighbours, whatever, see each other. Either of these could be. That can be 6 because those two neighbours don't see each other. Now, one of these two digits is a 1 because one of these two is a 6. Is there anything else I can do with the highs and lows before I get... This one sees 3 different digits. So that's 9 or 8. Most of the other places, this one sees 2 of the same. So that's 9, 8 or 7. And that one. Most of the other places for orange could be 6s. Oh no, this one can't. Ah, right. So there's a 9, 8, 7 triple in row 7, which means the 6 is actually sitting there. I hadn't quite appreciated I'd got a quadruple of blues there. Now, that 6 means that 6 in this box is in one of those two cells, and that means that 1 has to be next to that 6 in one of these two. Still don't know whether... Yes, I do know. Right. The other digit up here was going to be one of these, wasn't it? Well, 5 was going to be one of these two digits, and the other one is one of those. So these are selected from 5, 7, 8, and 9. And that's the 4th orange digit in the column, along with 5. So this one is blue in column 7. We've got 4 blues in column 4. So up here we've got 2 oranges and a 5. Everything is selected from 5, 7, 8, 9 because we know the 6 is down here. And that's interesting but unsurprising for the blue line in some ways. I don't know. Okay, let's look at the blues and digits which can't be 4, like here. And here and here, and this one, but not this one. This could be 4. Oh, these two can't be because they've both got 2 neighbours in the same box. That one has 2 neighbours in column 3. This one and this one have 2 neighbours in the same row. So there's a 1, 2, 3 triple that we've just generated in row 6. Ah, and I know where the 5 is in row 6 because those two are ruled out by these, so it's there. Now, was that telling me where the 4 was? I don't think it is. Oh, since I got that 5, the 5 in box 5 has been easy. I didn't notice it. That places the 5 in box 4 on the blue line in the water hazard. And then there's going to be a 5 somewhere up there. This is good. This is an interesting puzzle for sure. Right, one of these two is a 4. If it was there, these are both 9s. Oh, they can't both be 9s. That's rather interesting. Okay, I was speculating that this might be a 4. But that would make both of these 9s. And look where 9 goes in box 5 then. Bearing in mind that because of the flag and the Renban, 9 has to be in one of these cells in column 6. So 9 can't be there. In fact, these can't have a 9 on because the Renband doesn't have a 9 on. Anyway, 9 can't be in those cells because there's a 9 there. Now, if we were saying that that was a 4, these two being 9 would rule out all the remaining cells. In fact, just that being 9 would rule out all the remaining potential locations for 9. In fact, 9 is definitely in one of those two. So that's not a 4. This is now a 4. That's touching a 3. The 3's neighbours are definitely 8 and 9 in some order. This digit is 6 or 7, and that's not a 3, nor is that, and that's just Sudoku. This is now 4, 6 or 7 where the hole is. That's not a 3. This is 1 or 2 as well. Now, this is 1, 2 or 3. One of these is a 3. If it was here or here, its neighbours would have to be 8 and, oh, that can't be a 1 because we knew one of those was a 6. I'm not quite getting anything from that. There is a 4 in column 7, but I don't know where. 1, 2, 5, 3. There is a 4 on this flagpole and a 4 somewhere up there. I'm thinking about the blue line a bit, but I don't think this limits its total enough to make it very valuable at the moment. 6 was in one of those cells. How did I know that? Oh, because the position for 6 in box 6 and the colouring of cells means it has to be there. So 6 is in one of those cells. This is 7, 8 or 9 as well now. This is 6, 7 or 8. And we have to have a 1 on the flag. I'd have completely forgotten that. So this can't be a 1, and now this can't be a 6. And now that's a 5, 7, 8, 9 quad, which includes 5 and 9 in that section. And 4, 1, 2, 3. If that's a 5, 7, 9 quad, 1, 2, 3 in this box. They're roping up and down columns 4, 5, 6. So that's a 1, 2, 3 set. 9, 5. These are from 4, 6, 7, 8. That's not quite so. This is a 4, 6 pair. That's interesting. So this is 7, 8 or 9, which forms a triple in the middle row. Okay, don't quite know where I'm going with the next deduction. One of those has to be a 7. No, that doesn't help. This is already reduced to 1 or 2. One of these is a 7. That just doesn't stop worrying about 7s. It's 6s that would help. 6, 5, 8, 9. Now, is this a 4? Don't know. That 8, 9 pair. This row, 8, 9, 3, 1, 2, 5. These are all from 4, 6 or 7. In this row, we've got the 7, 8, 9 triple and 5. This is low, but it could be 4. I'm probably going to have to bring the blue line into play and figure it out somehow. I mean, we can add it up to being between 12 and 17 based on those digits, but that's not exactly getting it done. Let's think about these. Now, this is interesting. Where does 3 go down here? If it went there, that would be 8 and 9. That would be 6, this would be 7. And that would be 2. If 3 went here, it's the same sort of thing. 8 and 9 there, 6 there, 7 there, 2 there. No, I don't know. I don't really get what's happening. If that was a 3, I don't know. I'm missing a little something here. Now the roping, maybe I can use the roping better. 4, 6, and either 7 or 8. Well, I kind of know that there, and I know that there, and I'm not really able to use it. 5, 9, and either 7 or 8. It's difficult. I don't quite know where to use that. From row 8 and row 9, it seems hard to get enough information to progress the solve. Oh, this sees 1, 2, 3 in its box, 7, 8, 9, and 5 in its row. That is 4 or 6. I don't know. It feels as though these have to be fairly low, although I suppose that digit could be a bit higher. It could be an orange 7, 8, or 9, couldn't it? What are we going to add up to? Maybe if 5 was in here, 14 would be the maximum. I don't see that as being a problem. I've looked at this before. One of those is a 7. That's not very interesting. If that was 5 and 7, 7 couldn't go on the Renban and would have to go here. No, let's maybe think about this being a 7, because it would force this to be a 2. Sorry, I am getting a bit stuck here now. If this was a 9-8 pair, oh look, there has to be an 8 here. Why have I not used that? It's so embarrassing when something's that blatant. I mean, it's just through being human, but there we go. That is 5 and 8. So that's not an 8. 5, 8 on this flag, 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, 6, 7. That's not a 7. Now it's 4, 6, 7 here because they're roping everywhere. There's no 7 there. There's a 7 here. So this is 4, 6, 7. This is 4, 6, 7. Now we've got 6 and 7 here. And they must be connecting to 1 and 2. So this is 3. And on this side, whatever that is connecting to 1 or 2. In fact, no. Those, yeah, that doesn't prove anything. Those two are the same. That's not a 3 now by Sudoku, nor is that. But this is now a 1-2 pair here. Just getting rid of some corner marking, which is not really helping me. Yeah, this is going to have been very helpful if I could just work out how. 5-8 pair there. Or is this actually, I don't know, if that's a 6, wherever 6 is here, it's next to 1, obviously. And those two are the same for that sort of reason. So I'm just going to flash them with red, and they appear there as well, whichever digit that is. This is neither 1 or 2 by Sudoku now in row 8. So that's 3 or 4, and this can't be 7. And that's an 8-9 pair, and now this is 7. And that does nothing here because it's already connected to 1s and 2s only. Oh, that's an 8-9 pair now, so that's also 7. Same comment applies precisely. There's no 7 there. Oh, there is a 7 there. There's no 7 here. This is a 5, 8, 9 triple. So this blue line now adds up to 13, 14, or 17 specifically. There's no 7 here. That's 4 or 6. 7, 5, 8, 9. I think I'm still going to have to try to put enough digits on the blue line to get something done. No, I was going to say if 14 is the maximum sum, we know 1 goes on there, but we don't. That 14 is not necessarily the maximum sum. It could be 17 at the moment. And probably, it's most likely to be 17, in fact. Now, it's not giving up, this puzzle. Those 1 or 2s. That has to be a 2 because it's next to 7. And that has to be a 9 because apparently it can't be 8. Yes, that's due to up there. Okay. Now that 2 leaves us with a 1, 3 pair at the top. That can't be 9 anymore. Right, maybe this 9 is going to do some work. This is 6, 7, or 8. 5, 8, 9, 6. That can't be 8. This is now a 6, 7 pair. They are therefore touching a 1, 2 pair. And that's 2 different pairs in the box, which mean that this is 3 or 4. And this is also 3 or 4 because it sees the 1, 2 and the 6, 7 pair in the box. And the 8, 9 pair in the row, as well as a 5. So that's 3 or 4. That's now a pair operating on this cell and making it a 6. And this ends up being 1 or 2 in the row. And this ends up being 8 or 9 in the box. I'm going to keep colouring for now because you never know when it's suddenly going to spark something. Now I'm thinking about this blue line, which has got a little bit restricted. We've got to get it up to at least 13, and it's maximum 7 there. So this is at least a 6. And the significance of that is it goes orange. Is that significant or is it not? I'm just looking down this column. That has to be 1 or 2. So I could colour these other 1s and 2s that aren't red. Don't think it's really going to do anything yet. They're going to be disambiguated, I reckon, by the German whispers in the end, because otherwise this would be a deadly pattern. But yeah, I'm not going to use that as a technique. Just can't sort out that 6 and 7 business. Okay, it's almost certainly going to come down to the blue line after this. Unless, again, I'm missing a 3, 7 is the normal connection I can't spot on German whisper lines. But I don't think there are any possibilities of 3, 7 anywhere left. 4, 8 won't be allowed. That's all. And there or there. But that's not getting anything done. So. 1, 2, 5, 7. There is a 3 in these cells. Totally uninteresting information. 6, 7 there. 1, 2 here. 3, 4 there. Okay, if that isn't a 6, it's part of an 8, 9 pair in the row and the column. But if it is a 6, I think we know that this adds to 13 by being 2, 5, 6. This is a 5, 8 pair. And this seems quite tight. 5, 8 pair would also apply in the row, but not decisively. So no, that's not how to make progress. I'm missing what to do next. 7, 1, 2. Oh, we couldn't have But I know that this is a 6-1 pair, or that's a 6-1 pair. One of these is a 7. I don't see how to use that. Goodness, this is quite a tough conclusion part. I think we only really need one deduction along here somewhere and we'll be fizzing. Five and 8. Gosh, no, I cannot see what to do. The blue line's just not quite got enough information. Maybe I should colour these 1s and 2s, because again we've got a whole batch of them sitting in rows 4, 5, 6, just as we had in rows 7, 8, 9. I've used the quadruple. I've used as far as I can the German whisper line. If I'm missing something on that, it's just because I'm a bit of a numpty. Those have to be the same, that's for sure. So that's not ruling out 4 from here. One of these is a 4 and is going with a 9 there, while as the other one is a 3, definitely going with an 8. So this is either a 4-9 pair or a 3-8 pair, and therefore this is the same, either a 4-9 pair or a 3-8 pair. I don't know what that's getting us. It's not getting me anything anyway. 7, 5, 1, 2. Back to looking in books. 4, hoping for something to shake loose some information. Wow, Brino, what have you done? Oh, the grey circle contains an odd digit. I mean, it's been there since the absolute beginning. It was in the rules, I read it out, and I'm just never looking at it. That's just embarrassing, isn't it? Look how much that's going to do. Plenty, I think. I think this is probably going to carry on now as well. 6 and 6, 7, 7. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it is going to stop there, but I doubt it somehow. 4 has to be here now. 4, 2, 1, 5, 7. These are from 3, 6, 8, 9. Now, this line, those can't have a 2 on. That's annoying because about 5 minutes ago I was running through the rules and I stopped short of getting to the one about the grey circle contains an odd digit. I've used the white dot, I've used this. Okay, I've used the other rules now. Surely we've done something there, haven't we? No, I don't think we have. Oh, goodness gracious, this is annoying me now. 7 there. I don't know what I'm missing. That one is seeing 2 of the same digit. If they're 8s, that has to be a 3. If that's a 4, they have to be 9s. If that's 6, 1, that's a 7, and that's a 7 by Sudoku. Oh, and this column's now become 2, 8, 9, 1, 5. Everything else is 3, 4, 6, or 7. I don't know. I don't think that's all that overexciting. That's either 9, 4, or 8, 3 I worked out before. Oh, we got a 1 here. And that means this can't be a 6 because 12 wouldn't be enough for that sum. So this is now 8 or 9. That is a bit interesting. This is a 3-6 pair. The sum on the line is either 14 or 15. Well, 15 isn't achievable here, so it is 14. That's a 5-9 pair, and we can fill them in. So it's 14 here as well. Now, I always wonder whether that means it has to include a 1, but it doesn't. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5. Can it include a 7? Yes, 7, 1, 2, 3. But have we achieved anything else with this 5? Oh, we know it's 14, so we know what this digit is. That's an 8. So that's a 9. That's 8. That's 9. That's 8. That's 9. And it's the 8 that tells me that's a 3 and that's a 4. That puts a 4 here, which needs 9 on the whisper. That needs an 8 here. We've got a 5, 8, 1, 9. This can't be 4. 3, 7, and 8 to place in box 9. 2, 8, 1, 9, 5. These are from 3, 4, 6, 7. 5, 7, 2, 9. That's not a 5, clearly. 2 is in one of those cells. So 8, 7, 9, 1, 2. That can't be a 5. One of those is. That's 3, 4, or 6, just like that one. Hasn't finished everything off, has it? I mean, it didn't deserve to in a way. 9's in one of those two cells. 9, 7, 5. Anything else up there? 2 is in one of those 4. Does 2 have to be on the line? No, because it could be 1, 3, 4, 6. That's quite interesting. That is quite an interesting point. Because I don't think it could be 1, 3, 4, 6 because of these two cells. So is my maths right? Yes. If there wasn't a 2 on this line, which adds up to 14, it would have to be 1, 3, 4, 6. That would break this cell, but I was actually noticing that it would break one of those two, but I don't know which one. So there is a 2 on the line, and it's in one of those two cells, and then the 2 in row 1 is in the corner. Now, there's a 2 on the line, so does there have to be... Could it be 2, 3, 4, 5? I think it could. If that was 5 and that was 2 and this was a 3, 4 pair, I think it could then. This would be 6. Oh, this can't be the 2 because of that 1, 2 pair. That's very straightforward. Thank you for mentioning that. This is 2, this is 7, this is 9. That's just Sudoku now. The 9 is going to give me a 9 in a corner. We've got 3, 4, 6, and 8 still to place. 4 is in box 7, this is. 4 is in one of those cells. Okay, back to this line, where these have to add up to 12 without using 2. They could be 3, 4, 5. How do I falsify that? Oh, 7, I've just noticed, is in one of those two. That's probably not very useful. They are either 3, 4, 5, or they have a 1 in which case the other two add up to 11 and would have to be 8, 3. So they're either 3, 4, 5 or 3, 1, 8. They definitely involve a 3, and that's not a 3. They don't involve a 6, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 1, 8. So if they're 3, 4, 5, that has to be a 5, and that's a 3, 4 pair. If they're 3, 1, 8, we've got 8 and 1 in those cells, so that would be 3, and this would be a 1, 8 pair. Ah, and there is a 1 in one of those two cells by Sudoku from those. So this is a 1, 8 pair. And that's a 3. Okay, hang on. Because I think my possibility elimination was wrong. I said this was either 3, 4, 5 or 318. Why was I so convinced 3 was on the line? Because why isn't 156 another possibility? And that was what eliminated 3 out of there, so I have to put that back. Sorry. I need to think about 156 here. 5 would be there. So maybe I can do it again though, eliminating 3, 4, 5, because we need a 1. We definitely need a 1 by Sudoku in one of these cells. So this is either 138 or 156, and that's right. And it doesn't have a 4 on. So 4 is in one of those 2 cells. That's not 4, and 4 is placed in the bottom row. This is now 3 or 6. And what am I saying? This is 156 or 138. I don't know. I'm still finding this very tough. If it was from 156, that would be 5. Goodness gracious, it's just not over till it's over, is it? Seven, 2, 9. There's a 4 in one of those. There's a 1 there. There's a 5 here. 3, 6, and 8. I've got to look along the rows. Something's happening. That's not a 9 or a 5. That's been an 8 for ages. That sorts out 5, 8 there. That stops this being a 5 and it puts a 5 on the line, and that's how we get it done. This is a 1-6 pair, which was the possibility I'd eliminated without actually having thought of it. And now we've finished box 7. We've finished box 8. We're going to come very close, maybe even finish box 9. Yeah, we finished box 9. I've got a 1-3 pair. That sorts out where 7 is. I can use the 1-3 pair in the row to make that a 6. And that's a 4 now. And that, no, don't know, 2, 1, 3. We've got 4 and 6 to place. I can fit them in the box. Place 4 here. In fact, that's become a 3 in the row. And there we go. My goodness, I don't think that has been a very good performance. That's a definite 3-putt on the green. And a very clever puzzle though. Tough to finish. Well, tough at every stage for me. Not good, not good. I struggled a bit with that, but it's a lovely image. And Brian has done a brilliant thing there with that puzzle. I think that's excellent. And I encourage Brian to set more and send them to us. Well done. We'll see you again soon on the channel, hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now.